Welcome back to another episode of Podcast Demastered, a place where we celebrate our love for all things nerdy. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Wade.
On today's episode, we will be demastering Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2.
And that is how you say that.
Yeah.
And, it makes sense. How you say it, it makes sense, once you get there. But what? Nomura, what you doing? But he loves his titling of things, so... Oh, well.
Yes, and this is kind of probably the start where we get silly numbers in some of our
silly
titles.
Things,
but
yeah.
they all have meanings, but you're just
they do.
It's so weird. But
it's
we'll
Nomura messing with us partly
yeah.
too, because he thinks he's funny.
Yup.
But yes, all the silly titles, they do have a meaning to them, and we'll explore them as we hit each game. But hey, yeah, one more game into the Kingdom Hearts series. This game takes place kind of between 1 and 2. Another game, Chain of Memories is there with it, but this takes place over a longer period of time. It starts technically in the ending of 1 because of plot reasons, and goes all the way until the very beginning of 2.
Yes.
So, timelines, man, timelines.
Yeah, and this is another one of those, quote, side games that is still an important game to the story. Also, side game in a sense because it was also a handheld game as well, but this one was on the Nintendo DS.
This was the first Kingdom Hearts game on the Nintendo DS. There was a second one, but we're not ready to talk about that one quite yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have all of these side games, which they're not really side games. They are side stories. They're building up lore on their own, depending on the characters who they're focused on. But they all have, the endings, the plot. It all leads into the future. Nothing is unimportant as far as, the individual games go.
Yeah. And also, this one is kind of interesting, too, because it's kind of the start of, most Kingdom Hearts games, you do play as our main character, which is typically Sora. But this is one where Sora is not the playable character in this game. And we do see that with a couple other games moving forward, where, the story will come back to Sora eventually, but we are playing as other characters and learning about who they are and how everybody's connected.
Yes, but also, Roxas was such a fan favorite character coming out of 2.
Yes.
So when Nomura's hey, we're going to give you a game where you get to play as Roxas, people lost their minds.
Yeah. No, it's super exciting because, I know we discussed this when we talked about Kingdom Hearts 2. It was so weird. You're why are you playing as this character? We want Sora back. But by the end of the little short part of Roxas, you're just why? I need more.
I want Roxas back.
Yes.
Yes, and everybody loved the sad ending of Roxas. And Nomura said, oh, you liked it being sad?
Yes, let's give you
we'll
more.
Give you more. This whole game is nothing but sad. He just, which is, what a thing of the times, right? I feel everything was had that sad, melancholy to it.
Yeah.
At that time, in media, but specifically Kingdom Hearts. If it's not gut-wrenching, yeah.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Kingdom Hearts, yeah.
Which, really, you look at Days in Birth by Sleep and Coded, there's a whole lot of that going on.
They're essentially all tragedies.
They are all tragedies.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's also just tragedies of other characters. And then you have Sora over here living his best life, but
just being a little happy boy.
Yes, but we need that in the series. He is our true anchor for the series. He really silly, optimistic boy who has so much depth and grows throughout the series, but then also just opening up the world of Kingdom Hearts with so many new original stories. Yes, we still go back to lots of Disney worlds, but that's not the main focus here. It's the focus of, returning to that fan favorite with Roxas, and also kind of a little bit more background with Organization 13, as well as another new character.
Another new fan favorite character.
Oh, yes. True. But I think maybe we could probably start with our recap of the story and then kind of dive into our thoughts and feelings and revisiting this story from so many years ago.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Here we go. This game focuses on the story of Roxas, the Keyblade wielder and nobody we were introduced to in Kingdom Hearts 2. The game follows Roxas in the first 358 days of his non-existence, as the nobodies like to say, and as he works with Organization 13. The timeline of this game connects the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 to the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, while coexisting at the same time as Chain of Memories. So you have Roxas's story happening over here, and then Sora and Riku's story happening somewhere else.
Partially in the middle, yeah.
Okay, so Roxas is created when Sora gives up his heart near the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. Xemnas finds him in Twilight Town, giving him his name and his purpose. Roxas is inducted into the organization and begins working with its members, moving from world to world and using his Keyblade to release hearts by destroying the Heartless. He is told that this is his purpose, and only he can do this. It takes time for Roxas to fully awaken and open up, but with a little work from Axel, they become quick friends, meeting at the end of their work days in Twilight Town for some sea salt ice cream.
Such a classic.
Such a classic. It's salty, but sweet. Okay, around the time that Roxas is introduced to the organization, they get another newcomer, number 14, Xion. Similar to Roxas, Xion takes some time to fully open up and talk with Roxas. Around this time, members of the organization are sent to Castle Oblivion to research various things for the sake of their goals, but Axel is also tasked with eliminating any traitors. We can see the outcomes of this in Chain of Memories. The game continues with Roxas and Xion becoming close friends as well, while Roxas learns that Xion also wields the Keyblade. Axel eventually returns after being pronounced dead. Surprise. And the three of them form a close-knit group. The days go on as Roxas and Xion continue collecting hearts for the organization. The plot thickens when Xion learns that she was a replica born in Castle Oblivion, and not truly a nobody. She confronts Axel, who knew, and strikes out on her own several times in order to learn more of her creation and purpose. Roxas also goes through some growing pains, as he and Xion actually share the power of the Keyblade. As one of them grows stronger, the other weaker, and vice versa. Xion eventually meets Riku and Naminé, who convince her of her connection with both Sora and Roxas, and how Sora's memories power the both of them together. This also leaves Sora left in a limbo-like state. As long as his memories continue to remain with Roxas and Xion, he will never awaken. Xion is convinced that she must return to Sora, because it's what's right. Xion and Roxas meet one last time, Xion attempting to defeat Roxas so that she can take all of Sora's memories back to him. Roxas defeats her, and upon her defeat, the Chain of Memories is closer to being completed, and people's memories of Xion disappear. Roxas departs the organization in order to find out what his purpose is, but returns to destroy Kingdom Hearts and stop Xemnas' plan from reaching fruition, thus erasing the need to awaken Sora and allowing him to exist on his own. The rest of the story we see in other games. Riku stops Roxas by giving into the darkness, and Diz hides Roxas in a digital Twilight Town in order to restore the rest of Sora's memories. And then thus, the 7 days remaining of Roxas's summer vacation begins. Sad.
This whole, game, like we said, it really is such a tragic story. And that mood just sits with you the entire time you play this game. Because this game came after Kingdom Hearts 2, you know what the outcome is for Roxas.
Yes.
And it's just crazy. But then it's also, you're like, oh, we get to meet a new character. That's cool. Why don't we know anything about her? Oh, it's because this is her story and this is where it ends at this time. And it's also such a story where, like, because it's so existential, like, all these characters are just having these existential crises because they're being told nobodies are not supposed to exist. They have no feelings. They have no hearts. They can't do all these things. But you see these characters forming bonds, enjoying their time together, essentially sacrificing themselves for each other.
Going through heartbreak and loneliness and why do I exist? All of these things that very much prove that they should have hearts, right?
Yes.
And especially like Roxas and Xion, and then of course, like, because of close contact, pulling Axel in with them, they are going through all of this drama. And the other organization members are just like sitting back and just like watching basically and like, LOL, this is hilarious.
Yeah. They're like, yes, our science experiment. Yay. I'm like, for
real,
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a mess, and they treat Roxas okay. I mean, they treat him like a member of the organization. But going through the game, you see so many characters treat Xion just so poorly. And at first you're like, between calling her a puppet or calling her an it and this and that and the other, and Roxas is always just like Well, and is like number one Shion supporter. It's like, don't call her that. Yeah. That's not very nice, you know? Mm-hmm. And they're legitimately like, why wouldn't I call her that? I don't understand. But it's because for the sake of the story, Roxas doesn't know a damn thing about Shion's creation and stuff like that, while most, well, at least like the higher ups on the organization, like they understand why she's there and what she is, but they treat her like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's just an object of their experiments and stuff. And that's what we also see because Shion is that puppet, that replica in a sense, which is what we saw in Chain of Memories as well with the Riku replica. But what's funny is that the organization is just like, these are just things we use. They have no feelings, no thoughts of their own. While we see the Riku replica question his existence in Chain of Memories and want to fight for things and become essentially his own person. Well, that's what we see with Shion as well. It's also interesting whether you have played the game or if you watch the movie that they have as part of the collection, you will see in different scenes how different people see her. She does not typically look the same.
Interesting. Yes. So because she's this specific kind of replica where she doesn't really have she doesn't have an identity.
Yeah.
But also she doesn't have a physical identity either. Because most of the time you see her a lot with her hood up, where she doesn't look like anything. But when she has her hood down, it depends on like who's looking at her. Like everybody will see a different person depending on like who's looking at her. But, you know, a lot of the people will see Shion kind of as we see Shion. Basically like a black-haired Kairi in a way. But other people see her differently for story reasons.
Yeah. For example, like I'm pretty sure Xemnas sees her as Sora. And then
I think so too. I don't think we ever see that specifically, but like that makes the most sense that Xemnas would see Sora because he already has like a connection to Sora. But we also see partway through that Shion is fighting Xigbar, like they get into an argument.
Yes.
And Xigbar makes a comment to her. And we see her from his point of view, and she looks like a character we've never seen before, but a character who looks just like Roxas.
Yes.
And we're like, what the heck? And he makes a comment about like knowing this person. Like, you always look at me with such a glare on your face.
Yes.
And I remember getting to that point of the game and I was just like mind blown. I was like, who is that? What?
Yes.
What?
Like, we thought we've already met all these new characters. There's more coming? What?
Oh, there's so many more characters.
Yes. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's such an interesting part to see. And once you know that it's a thing with her character, it's fun to like pay attention during those scenes on how people see her. But it's also with the story specifically too, that basically Shion and Roxas really can't exist at the same time because they're feeding off the memories and there can only be one being with this, even though there's one being overall that must have his memories back, which is Sora.
Right.
But it's such an interesting thing to see. And I think too, so we mentioned at the top, like the title of the game, so the 358 days, that is how many days that Roxas is in the organization, technically, as well as Shion is. And then you add the 7 days and that equals the year of Roxas's life while Sora's memories are being restored. So each time you're playing the game, you'll have the days pop up on the screen, which I think adds more to the dread.
So it's existential because, like, again, you know, like, oh, well, Roxas's life ends after so many days go fast. And you see, like, every time you see those days tick. And anytime you see, like, a jump in the days, you're like, oh my God.
Yes, you're like, what's happening now? Oh gosh. How far ahead are we jumping? Yeah.
Because you just know, like, the closer you get to 358, it's like, oh my God, what's, you know. And, you know, you get to, like, 354, I think, and things just start hitting the fan. Like, oh my gosh, it's one thing after another. You have, like, Riku and Mickey being involved in the background, and Shion is just all over the place, and Roxas is like, I'm running away. And Axel is all like, every time you run away, I'll bring you back, and it's dramatic.
Yes, like,
and, oh my God.
Yes, oh my gosh, yeah. Like, the last time they eat sea salt ice cream with each other and everything, it's just... And I think, too, with playing as Roxas in the game and stuff, and playing as part of Organization 13, it is kind of this weird shift in the series, because you're like, we love Roxas, but he's working with Organization 13. And, those are kind of deemed like our bad guys in this series. And so it's a weird point of view when you see Riku basically hunting down Shion and Roxas, and you're just like, but he's our enemy. We're not supposed to like him, but we do like him because it's Riku. And it's kind of funny how the game plays with that. I feel like it also plays with your emotions in the sense of, who is really, the bad guy, who is worthy of being alive, and just continues to ask those questions about
and the music
meaning of life
does not help. Yeah, the meaning of life.
Yeah.
And the whole game, you have either Roxas's theme or Shion's theme playing, and especially Roxas's theme is sad because we tie that back to Kingdom Hearts 2 and Summer Vacation and stuff. But then you have Shion's theme, and Shion's theme is just heart-wrenching. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
In both of those songs, they love to use those two themes within other songs of the series, moving forward, and you can always pick those motifs out. Immediately, oh, this has to do with Roxas, because you can hear that in the song. Or those feelings, whatever they're discussing or feeling in the moment, it's involving Roxas somehow. The music is just too good. This whole series.
Yeah. And so I didn't get to replay this game we've revisited this game because I don't have a Nintendo DS anymore. And I did play that originally when it came out, but as part of the whole collection of the games, they've made it a whole cinematic, which is about, I think, 3 hours long.
Yes.
And I think this cinematic does a pretty good job of really capturing still all those feelings, the stories, I don't think you're missing too much besides the, wanting to play another Kingdom Hearts game. But that gameplay was different because it was on the DS.
As a product of its time, too. It was the first, for me, it was the first major adventure action game, set in a 3D environment. They really tried to get it as close to Kingdom Hearts 1 as they possibly could.
Yes.
So you have full-bodied characters in full 3D environments doing the full gambit of movement and stuff that you could. The combat, it was big for the time, but I don't think I could go back now and replay days. It has a lot of really good things. You had this grid system that you could put Tetris pieces into in order to equip attacks and stuff. So you couldn't learn everything you had all at once. You had a finite space to put these little blocks in, which that's a system lots and lots of other games use. But the thing that I miss is that whenever Roxas goes on a mission, every day he has to go and clear out this world of Heartless or whatever it is, he gets another organization member to tag along with him.
Yes.
And some of those are really funny. Some of the, anytime you get to go with, Larxene, she's just, the whole time, she's just, so hateful.
Yes.
Or, Dimix is can you do this for me? I don't want to, I'll just chill and you go fight the Heartless.
Thanks for doing my job for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, and that is what's really cool too, because you get to see a little bit more about these organization members, a little bit more of their personalities, and they're semi-likable, or at least, it's just kind of cool to see this part that you didn't get to see previously.
It is good to spend time with some of them, especially since a bunch of them go off and die, not too long into the game.
For real. And also reflecting on this game, too, I think in general, that is kind of a not really funny thing about the Kingdom Hearts series, but it's more of, if you feel like you're missing something, or if you're feeling I wish I could see more about this character, there's probably a game about that character. There's probably something, a whole side story where you'll get to learn more about these people. Yep.
This is true. And then, I forgot, I just remembered, in the DS version, there was also a multiplayer mode. You remember that?
I never got to play that.
I didn't either because nobody else else I knew had it. But in the multiplayer mode, you can go off and do missions, but you could choose any of the 13 organization members.
Wow.
Or Shion, or Mickey, or Riku, or a handful of others. You got options.
Oh, man.
But you could only do that in multiplayer mode, which was cool, but if you didn't have anybody else to play with. I wish you could, go and play random missions with, while using, it's the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would have been fun, though.
That's true. Yeah. I was I wish we got multiplayer. I'm we kind of did. We'll talk about that much later from now, but different game.
Different game.
Yeah.
Way down the line, but we'll get there.
Yeah. But this is always a story that has stuck with me because it's different. It does hold a special place in my heart because it was a very exciting thing to be the first Kingdom Hearts game on the DS, being able to find out more about Roxas, but also just falling in love with even more characters. Xion, learning more about Axel, and he's such an interesting character that you kind of love-hate, but you just really love the friendship they have in this. The iconic sea salt ice cream, the just trio of friends, that kind of theme that happens again and again that we see throughout the series.
Mm-hmm. So, and just we need to point out maybe that by the end of the game, or at the end of the game, like Roxas, of course, is not gone, but Xion is also not gone. We'll see them both again. They are somewhere safe, but they are hurting.
Yes.
So we'll have to see what happens with that later.
For sure. Okay, well, I think that'll do it for this episode.
And that's it for another episode of Podcast Demastered.
If you enjoyed hanging out with us today, don't forget to follow and subscribe, leave us a review, and tell a friend.
If you have an episode idea, send us an email at demasteredpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky, and Facebook at Pod Demastered.
Thanks for listening, and tune in for the next time we demaster our favorite things on Podcast Demastered.